Thursday morning a week ago. Tanks of the Turkish army on the outskirts of Famagusta are about to complete their victory in Cyprus. The Geneva peace talks have collapsed. The Turks have lost patience, have given up words in favour of war. They will take what they want of Cyprus by force of arms. Royal Fusiliers at the British military base of Takalia watched the Turks with anxiety. The British base borders Famagusta. The Turks are unsure of their position. The British are unsure of the Turks. If the tanks seek to pass through the British base on their way to Famagusta, there'll be a confrontation. There is no communication between the two sides. Suddenly, without warning, the Turkish army opens fire on the base. No British soldier is wounded, and so diplomacy intervenes. It's mutually agreed that the shelling of the base by the Turks is an accident of war. The Turkish army, carefully skirting British territory, is allowed to move unmolested on Famagusta, the last stronghold of the Greeks. The Turks face only token resistance from the local headquarters of the Greek Cypriot National Guard. The tanks shell the barracks. The result was as it has been throughout the advance. With immensely superior weapons, they overwhelm the Greek opposition, while the British look on. The Turks complete their conquest in Cyprus with an avalanche of shells which destroy deserted buildings. The port of Famagusta is in Turkish hands. Its buildings smoke from the bombs of the Turkish Air Force, which has obliterated what remained of the Greek resistance. For the Turks, it's been an easy war to win. Abandoning its strongholds, the last ragged battalion of the Greek Cypriot army flees from the Turks. The Greeks seek to escape through the British Takalia base, but the British, mindful of trigger-happy tanks, refuse to let them pass.
If you come through, they might start shooting.
I know.
I'm sorry, but...
I know that. Maybe... Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Come on. Tell Zero that this battalion is moving round.
The defeat for these Greek Cypriots is a humiliation brought on them by their own commanders, the Greek officers from the mainland who led the island's army, who had tried to murder Makarios and replace him with a thug called Samson. Their wild dream of a Cyprus ruled from Greece provoked the Turkish invasion, led to this catastrophe. The Greeks had no hope of victory. They fought from pride, knowing they would lose. As the Greeks fled, the Turkish rode rejoicing into the old city of Famagusta. This had been a Turkish enclave surrounded by Greeks who outnumbered the Turks by 3 to 1. Now, not only the old city, but the entire port of Famagusta is in Turkish hands. When the Turkish army first invaded the island, the Turkish Cypriots of Famagusta came under siege from the Greeks. They were bombarded by artillery, cut off from the outside world, short of food and water. Now they were freed by the Turkish army. generals of the Turkish High Command, their victory complete, arrived in triumph to acknowledge the greetings of those they had saved.